So now we know what we want to take out of the business. We can go through the break-even analysis, and we set up this simple Excel schedule that you can plug in the figures to as you're working through it, and then we can see exactly how many sales and what volume of sales you need to generate each year and each month in order to get that figure out. So if we jump back into the schedule, Vanderlei Industries Limited, we've got 2 directors, and as I said earlier, we want to take £60,000 out each net of tax. So next, do they know what their margin is or their markup? In this case, I'm going to go for margin. If you don't know the difference between margin and markup, I've got a series of other videos covering that as well. So in this case, we've got £4,500 as the average sales price. Cost of the sale is 3,150. So I'm making a gross profit of £1,350 on each sale. A margin of 30%. Go to my overheads. In here, we've got the director's remuneration that's pulled through from the tax planning that we chose earlier. As I said, this is calculated automatically. And then I've put in other costs that I've got for the year. You can put these in monthly or annually, depending on what you want. In this case, I've put in the monthly costs because I know what they are, and then just prorated that, multiply it by 12. So my overall overheads are £147,000 for the year. Now I'll go to the sales analysis. Putting in a rough estimate of what my average transaction value. So last year I was doing 900,000. I had 200 jobs or invoices, so my average sales value is 4,500. And then I can go to the break even. Now, if you don't know these numbers, then it's time to find out, because if you don't know it, if you can't measure it, you can't improve it. If you said in the new year, right, I want to lose weight, you need to measure yourself, you need to weigh yourself at the start so you can know how to improve. Same with this. You need to know these numbers in your business, and if you don't know them, then there's a gap there. Once you start to know them and track them, you'll start to see that they'll improve, or maybe they're not exactly what you thought they were, and there's going to be some quick wins that can have a real impact on your bottom line, which we'll cover off in future videos. So we're going to the break-even calculation now. This pulls everything together. So we've got our dividends pulled through from earlier. So if we're taking dividends of £120,000, we need net profit of that. This then calculates basic today's tax rate back to what profit we need before tax. So 147,000 less our 19% corporation tax leaves us with 120 grand available for dividends. We've got our admin costs, which is calculated from the previous screen. If we add those two together, that comes to our 295,229, which you know from previously should be our gross profit at 30%. So if we know that's 30%, we can work back, and we need to generate sales of 984,000. If we know that our average sale roughly was 4,500, 219 jobs a year, with just 18 jobs a month. So then we can start to break it down into really manageable bite-sized chunks and set targets for the team. Obviously, this is based on just a pure cash flow break-even. We can start to then add bits into this, like if we want to set aside money for capex, or maybe we want to have some retained profits. So if we want to retain 50 grand in profits each year, so with £50,000 in there, we need £169,000. We've then got 1189 of sales. So we now need 22 jobs a month. So again, really easy, manageable way to break down these figures.